All right, y'all. Peace. We back. I said, fuck it, man. Let's do one more. And tomorrow we're gonna do more. So, part 2. This is an actual account of an orphan train rider. Right? Actually, he's talking about it. It's not that long ago, y'all. This interview couldn't have been no more than 6-7 years old. We'll look it up, but it wasn't that long ago. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2.
It was a neighbor who suggested it.
He was in town that day. He bought a new Model T and he needed flaps on his windows on his car. So the farmer that rode in with him says, Mr. Deidre, you got 2 girls, 10 and 13. You always wanted boys, at least a boy. Yeah, I'd like to have a boy. So he said, let's stop by.
The children from the train were lined up. An agent traveling with the children encouraged the farmer to take both boys as Vic clung to his big brother's hand and cried. They only had each other and had already been to 6 other homes where it hadn't worked out. J.L. Deidre agreed to take both. His wife, waiting at home with the girls, had no idea her husband had even stopped to see the children from the train.
Mom was wanting to sew. She liked to sew, but she's always done, she wanted to sing her song, you see, is what she wanted. And she thought that was the day that he was going to get one for her. Well, he drives up and he goes in the house. He says, Mom.
Now this is deep, y'all. This is deep. I want y'all to peep game of what just went down. Pops went out driving, picked up 2 kids. Just like that. No background checks, no extensive ass, who was the pet. Nothing like that. Dude went out like he was buying some fruit or something. Let me get 2 kids, man. Fuck it. It's almost like you going to the gas station. Let me get 10 on number 2, man. Real shit though. He went, scooped up 2 kids, brought them back. Wife was tripping like, where these niggas come from? Watch. Listen to the story, yo. Watch this shit.
You and the girls go out there and get the groceries out of the back seat. And it's still snowing and blowing, so they go out there. And when one of the girls opened the door, they see the movement of the blankets and some voices, and they jump back, and one of them squealed. It's scary. And finally one of them pulled the blanket off, and there was just 2 toe-headed, white-headed kids there, eating candy. They picked us up and carried us in the house just like it was worth $1 million.
See what I'm saying?
Boy, they gave us a good home. That was home.
Years later, after
But they telling you where you came from. See, they never taught you this in history class. They never taught you this in high school. Because it would have broke down the whole lie they ever created. You got to find this information on your own. On your own. They don't want to tell their secrets. They'll try to bullshit and tell you your secrets, but they don't want to tell you their secrets. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And for anybody that co-signs on this, you guys are the problem too. Because you guys support white supremacy, Latinos. But you want to ally with us? Okay. My tribe comes from Mexico. And I can prove it. You prove where yours came from. See, we're not bullshitting no more. The shit is getting serious. Because now it's just about stolen identity.
Serving in World War II, Stanley would reunite with his birth father. His sister had found her brother several years earlier. Stanley let his birth father know that his childhood had turned out wonderfully. They kept in touch over the years, but he always saw his adoptive parents as his real parents.
And you want to play with me?
Sure, you want me to have you?
Being an orphan is never easy, but it could be especially miserable if you were a child in the late 19th or early 20th centuries. Most friendless children, as they were sometimes called, wound up living in the streets, working in dismal, dangerous factories and mines, where losing a limb was not uncommon. And in cities like London and New York...
Hold up, let's not blow through it though. What? Now we see children working in the factory. Who do you think was working in these factories before the children? Huh? Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. These jobs was by men, not children. But once you guys evacuated the cities, this is what you're left with. They was desperate to bring these people over here and for them to prove to you that they was here first, and they wasn't. These motherfuckers are Ellis Island immigrants. Don't let them fool you, man.
Dismal, dangerous factories and mines,
They just got here.
where losing a limb was not uncommon. And in cities like London and New York, they were preyed upon by characters just like Fagin and Oliver Twist. They were adopted by gangs and taught how to steal in exchange for food and a place to sleep. The luckier ones wound up in orphanages. And the luckiest of all got to come to Ocean Grove in the summertime. Ocean Grove has a long history of taking an interest in orphans. In 1877, the Women's Foreign Missionary Society of Ocean Grove dedicated a day to raising money to educate an orphan. They raised $30 for her and named her Sarah Elwood Stokes, after Elwood Stokes, the first president of the Ocean Grove Camp Meeting Association. Orphans started coming to Ocean Grove for rest and recreation as early...
Wait, so it seems like somebody else got some work to do on who they are. That's what it seems like. So before you jump on here and you tell me who I am, go check and see who you are. Because you might not be who you think you are. You might not be who you think you are. And I'm being real with it, y'all. Hold these niggas accountable. When they sit there and say you not who you are, say, put them to the test. Tell these niggas, like, and make some money off of it. Y'all niggas bet. Look, nigga, I'm confident on my folks. Let's bet. You think who you are? We're gonna bet and say, and watch these niggas bow down, because they ain't got no proof. Or gonna holler out, take a DNA test. Make that shit make sense. Like, I'm gonna take a hey, let me tell you something. Spitters are quitters. Let's get it, y'all.
Early as 1878, when the children from the Patterson Orphan Asylum in Patterson, New Jersey, struck tents here during the summer. When Ocean Grove marked its 9th anniversary in 1878, 2 children from the Patterson Orphan Asylum participated in celebratory exercises, reciting the Apostles' Creed and the Lord's Prayer to a delighted audience who said they spoke very well. That same year, the Orphan Asylum of Elizabeth, New Jersey, sent its children to Ocean Grove on an excursion. They filled 15 train cars. The inmates at the Elizabeth Asylum enjoyed a variety of field trips throughout the year. The Ocean Grove Summer Excursion happened every August for a number of years. They even had a dedicated committee to plan it. It wasn't just orphans who came to Ocean Grove for a break. Sometimes their caretakers came without them for some well-deserved R&R. In April of 1888, for example, 2 ladies from the Bethesda home
And on that note, y'all, I hate to cut it, but we'll come right back. We're gonna be here for a while. Let's teach them their history like they taught us theirs. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back. Peace.